everybody. I know it's been forever, but here we are. And I want to talk about GETS today. And it's been what? A month?
6 weeks.
It's been 6 weeks. I've been a little busy, honest to goodness. And oh my goodness, what a whirlwind trip that was. That was insane. I took a half day off of work. Just home, loaded bags in and took off to the airport. Then that flight over, which really was a good flight. The food was even good. It was kind of amazing.
Yeah, it was. That's true. It was a good meal.
Couldn't sleep on the plane at all. So
You slept about half an hour.
we got in and, had to, oh gosh, what did we do? We took the subway from the airport.
Heathrow to Euston
Which
Station.
we did
which
well.
was about 50 minutes long.
And we got there way early, so we had a lot of time to kill in Euston Station. Yeah, that was hard because we were tired. So we finally got to
Milton Keynes.
Milton Keynes. That's why I need him. Among other things, yeah. And so I fell asleep on the train. It was very comfortable, to be honest. And so then from there, it was taxi into the hotel. And then...
And they were nice because they let us into our room
nice.
4 hours early. And they were very
did.
friendly chatting to
They
us.
did, and they gave us cookies. It was all really, really good. So
Cookies
it was
is going to be a theme.
It was a crazy trip because it just we were there for a couple days. Sleep was not a priority, and from there we flew back, and I was right back to work. In fact, I had a deadline I had to hit by 4 o'clock.
You came back. There was stuff you had to turn in Tuesday at 4 o'clock.
It was, oh boy, pushing, but I made it. But it was crazy, but we knew it was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just kind of you want to do it? Yeah, why not? We can, so let's shall.
Because, of course, we were
So we
supposed to
did.
come a year earlier.
Right,
And it might not
exactly.
have been so rough on your schedule as it was
No,
this year.
it really would have been worse. Well, that's not true. I do have a few things. But following up from the wedding, that would have been really tough.
Yeah. So
So
you got us there and you left.
Right.
What about the stuff
what
in
happened
between?
in between? Right. So, first of all, I had no idea what to expect. I mean, I don't know. Even Anthony's watched videos from GETS in the past. I don't think I paid that much attention to it.
Well, it was a train show.
So
and
it
you've
was
been
a
to
train show.
shows.
Yeah, I've been to train shows, but the only train shows we've been to are local ones, and they're small potatoes. So, especially compared to those. So yeah.
We arrived Friday, and we ran into Graham and Clive.
We did. Right away, we ran into Graham. And Graham was he was our support guide. He volunteered to drive us to Warley the next day. But
which he had done weeks earlier.
It just sort of, it was arranged ahead of time, but it just sort of looked like he felt like he needed to keep his eye on us. So we bought him dinner twice.
Well, he drove us up
So
and
it's
wouldn't let us
okay.
pay for
Oh,
gas.
that's right. Yeah, he did. He
wouldn't let us pay for gas.
He saved us a lot of hassle.
But he really
us.
seemed like he was looking out for us. In a lot of
It
ways.
felt like
and
it,
even
yeah.
when we weren't expecting, when we came to GETS, he stayed with us as Warley, but then when everybody went to the meeting, we went upstairs and came into the meet and greet on Saturday late.
Right.
It was like he was at the door as we came in. It's like, oh, you're here. Come on,
let's go.
And then on Sunday when we came, he was the one that texted us, "Are you guys okay?"
Yeah.
We'll be down about noon.
That's the only
and then
day
as
we
soon as we
slept
came in, he was waiting for us, and hey, somebody's here to meet you.
Right.
So our first experience was we met Clive in that, but
Friday.
The first night Friday at the bar when I did the live stream.
Red Dot Bar. Yeah, that was really, it was fun. I mean, we met Mick and Sue, and the bartender, the royal bartender. Mick was just as much fun as I thought he would be. And Sue was great to talk to, too. So they were really a fun couple. Clive is from Newland Junction. Oh, he's a gas. Pete from Delft Junction was around with us. We had Tony from Northeastern was there.
The first night when we first walked into the bar, Tony Pinnells and his wife was there, and his wife.
Right.
And both Allens.
And both Allens were there. And it was...
And more, because you had Steve from Route 7 Railway.
That's right. Although I thought
but
he
he
didn't
left
come till
quickly
Saturday,
that
so,
day, and then we really talked to him on Saturday.
On Saturday, right.
And then you had Paul and Paris.
Were they there on Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was lots of fun. Just we took up this corner of the Red Dot Bar, and just the laughter, the camaraderie. It's
and
like
I'm doing my live stream.
We found our people right there, I think. So anyway, Anthony's doing his live feed, and I'm starting to doze off.
Because the last time you had slept was Wednesday night.
That's right.
And this is late Friday night.
I did well other
which
than that.
technically was Saturday morning for us.
That's the only time I was falling asleep during meet.
But yeah, it's been a while since we slept.
Yeah, it had been a while other than the quick snooze on the train, which was less than an hour.
Right.
So anyway, that was fun. We did not quite close the bar that night.
No, because we were tired and
we
needed
needed,
sleep,
yeah,
and we were getting up early. We had to get up at
going.
6 to get ready
Right.
for... Because Graham said 7 o'clock, and man, 7 o'clock, he's out the door like, let's go.
Yeah, in his car. Like, come on. Like,
let's go.
So, so not much sleep that night. And so we went to Warley. And Warley is a very different feel from GETS, I thought.
And again, we're experiencing Warley first, so we did not have a comparison.
That's true. I mean, Warley, for one thing, was spread out, and it was on a train museum, so there were things to look at that weren't really part of the show,
but
that were interesting. Yeah, and it was, we were there very early, so it wasn't crowded to start.
Very early.
Very early, yeah.
We got in before most of us.
Yeah, we had to go back to check in. So here's our tickets. So that was great fun to meet Mark.
Uncle Dad.
Yeah, and his daughter. She's really cute.
And of course.
And Andy McDowell.
McDonald,
sorry. Yeah, he was in his element this time as opposed to when we were in
York.
York, yeah. He's more of his element. He was comfortable. And so
but he was the one
really
we saw.
Fun. Yeah, we saw him first.
We saw him, and I was like, okay, we know where to go.
So while we're standing there, Peter...
Because he greeted us with a huge grin.
He did, yes.
It was
besties.
like
it was
besties
sweet, yeah.
arrived again.
So while we're there, Peter Jackson's standing, just sort of...
Grinning
by me. He says, hi, Joyce. Like, hi. I don't know who this is, but I don't know. I don't expect to know who everybody is. I'll be very honest.
Especially if they don't put their faces in their videos.
Exactly. So I just say hi to everybody. It's safer that way, I think. And I'm an American, so we do that anyway. So anyway, Peter was great, and he handed us some biscuits. Excuse me, that were very good. So thank you, Peter, if you see this. And that was just fun, just to see somebody who recognized us. And we didn't immediately recognize him. So, but anyway, we were in pictures.
Yeah, Steve Flynn from Rail Modeler magazine or whatever, but he was also one of the judges on the great model train show, Great Electric, Railroad Challenge, the Great Model Railway Challenge, that show. He was one of the judges, but he works for me. And he was like, oh, we're going to get you in the magazine. And I was like,
so what the heck? So everybody who was there.
Because that's when it got surreal. When they were like, you got people making a big deal that we're from America. It's like, we're thinking, there's people from China.
Right. I was like, we're not that far.
But apparently it was a big deal that
BC, Canada. But he was staying for a week, so he didn't count.
But that's what
does.
Because then we meet the other guy that's the head of Stafford or whatever, the guy in the blazer and everything, and oh my God, you people came all the way.
Yeah, right. So
we're
gonna put you on a magazine cover.
We're walking. Okay. We're trying to walk around.
Right.
A little bit later, because I don't want to jump ahead of yours.
Oh, it's all right.
But everywhere we go, one of these people are running up and go, these people are all the way from America just to come here.
Yeah, we got a little fuss at Warley. A lot more than we did at GETS.
Okay, so
but that's okay. So, yeah, it was fun.
And who else did we meet? We met Andrew and Mark. And Mark, it was our first time, so that was really awesome. But
it was very awesome.
Other people started walking up.
Yeah, Christopher. Yep.
Our buddy Christopher.
Who else?
Brian. Brian Finn.
Oh, yeah, Brian Finn. Sorry, Brian. So, yeah, we met Brian Finn over at Warley.
And that was a big deal, which I talk about in my video, because
Right.
of all the people we've met in the UK, he's the first person I started talking to
really
off
talking
of YouTube.
Right. So, yeah, that was great.
And okay, so we drove back.
So then we drove back.
And we walk into GETS late.
Yeah.
A little late for the big get-together.
Right.
So what did you think of the response? Because if you remember, we walked in, they had just finished the big picture.
They had, yeah.
They had just finished. And the first person to call us out was Alan Wiles, Dragon Junction.
Right, yeah.
And he's like, there they are!
Yeah, right.
Oh, us. Yeah. Anthony Joyce, we got to take the picture again. And Timber Surf, you remember him?
Right.
Who I started calling William Shakespeare just to be me.
Wow, he doesn't.
He doesn't like people to know his real name.
That's
so
right.
he became William Shakespeare to
William
me.
Shakespeare.
And so we, and that was when the crowd came in.
Yeah, we had quite a crowd. And we talked to a ton of people. I am in no way, shape, or form going to be able to tell you who all these people were.
Because in some cases, she doesn't follow the channel.
Yeah.
Although she might recognize voices or names.
Right. So, like, I chatted with Paul.
Well, that was set Sunday.
Sunday. Okay.
Paul
See, I don't
Bottrell,
remember
right?
what day was day.
Yeah, Paul Bottrell. Because there was
I really
Paul
don't
from
remember who
Smallwood
we
Junction
saw.
with Paris. And
Right. Yeah, Paul and Paris were fun. And so I don't remember who. I can't tell the difference between the days anymore.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they
run
but like there
into
was
each other.
Mav, and of course we saw Dino
Right.
and Andy that day. Although we hung out more with them on Sunday. Right.
Right.
But yeah, there were so many. You're right. We can't name them all. I talked a lot to David from Beaten Off Junction.
Right.
And
so if we talked to you, it was fun. I don't know. I say it's a blur now. I'm so sorry to say that. So,
but anyhow, just so you don't have to call out everybody, because I'll throw pictures up of a lot of the people we met.
Good.
And I won't put you on the spot like who's your favorite or anything.
Oh, good gosh, don't do that.
Just in general, how did you personally feel? Because when we walked in, we weren't the stars of the show.
We were not.
But there were a lot of
the
people
show.
there to meet us.
There were people there to meet us. And it was, I really enjoyed meeting the people that I knew of, I've seen videos of, but not that like every Friday contact, I guess, if that makes sense.
Right, but the people that are very active that you watch their videos with,
right, we
and
do.
they're in the Friday chats.
Right, yeah. So,
but then you had people introducing themselves to you that you really didn't know.
No, that's right. But like I say, my strategy was just to smile and say hi, You know me? Good.
But I mean, if you knew them, you did give
I
most
did,
of them hugs.
of course.
A couple of people complained they didn't get hugs from you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's,
people were like, wait, Joyce gave you a hug? She didn't hug me?
I know, I'm sorry.
Well, in some cases, you couldn't get to them.
It's true.
You were blocked.
It's true. You do not walk up to people and hug them right away.
And then, of course,
unless I feel like I know you.
It was lather, rinse, repeat. We went out to dinner with Tony Pinnell's.
Right, because we went back to the bar
and
closed it.
We closed the
back
bar.
with our climb, and
that was a blast.
It was a lot of fun. That's where we really hung around with Alan Reynolds.
Yeah,
and
Steve from Route 7.
Right,
really, we got to.
Alan was just. I enjoyed watching Alan when Alan was out of the loft, when he was taking his wife's ashes to Spain.
Right.
And I found the whole blog just super interesting. So we've watched you a lot since then in your videos, and you are very real to how you come across in your videos. But it was just really nice, Alan, to have fleshed you out. Just
To go from somebody we watch
just
on
just
YouTube and like
just
to
fun.
going, oh,
yeah,
now
it really
he's a friend.
was just yeah. I've watched so much, and now we're making eye contact. It sort of felt like that thing, and I thought Alan was just as much fun as he seemed to be. I guess is how it is.
Because of course we say
So,
Alan. There are two great Alans,
I know,
and there's
we
one
got-
Alan we know
yeah.
much better than Alan, and
Right, don't get us started on Andy's.
yeah,
So
many Andys.
anyway, yeah. So that meet and greet, boy, there's just so many people there on Sunday, and it was nice to talk to you guys. I'm really sorry if I missed you or missed a hug or anything like that, but it still was. It was great to see people, and I really think that one of my favorite parts of that time was when you were walking around with Christopher and Dino.
Yeah.
And I tagged along a little bit, and then I hooked up with
Andy.
and his son.
Richard.
Yeah, and his son Richard, and just
Andy Hot Dog Pilot.
Yeah, and just hung out with them for a little bit, and it was just more relaxed. You know,
Everybody
walking around,
had been leaving. They've got to catch the bus.
It was
They got to
just
catch
all
their
that
train.
pressure of all the people.
And
kind of
so
settled
it
down.
really came down to it was you, me, Christopher,
Dino,
and then Andy and his son Richard.
Right.
The Spanish Inquisition.
right?
Because that's, of course, the first
Yeah.
thing I had to say to him when I met him on Saturday
Right.
was, "Oh, I wasn't expecting you." But yeah, that was really nice because the crowd and the mad. But you met. The thing is, you met a lot of people that you were less familiar with, and it was harder for you
Right.
to, Anthony, who's that?
Yeah, there was a little bit of that, but
But were there? You don't want to play favorites because
No.
you loved everybody. But
I
are there a
did.
couple of meetings that just kind of hit you as, wow, because there's a couple of people that are channels I love, and I know you like them too, but you talk to them a lot more than I did.
I chatted up Peter Dixon for some time. That was kind of funny.
His great reaction. I mean, do you remember what he asked you? He asked you
No,
a couple
I forget.
Oh, he asked you, when is there going to be more Matt Clark?
Oh, that's right, he did, which was really a highlight there. I like doing Matt Clark too.
And he wanted you to do...
Daisy.
No, that was just it. He wanted
Oh, yeah, he didn't want Daisy.
He wanted Lil.
Lil, yeah.
He wanted Lil. He liked Lil.
I can do Lil on command, yeah. So, anyway, that was great. I mean, Paris and Paul. They were just delightful. Just a little different cut off the cloth, so to speak. And you got a Christmas card. It's getting mailed out tomorrow, so it's coming. I promise, because we need to stay in contact. So, yeah, they were just a lot of fun.
You and Paris definitely had a lot
we
of
did.
giggles and laughs.
Yeah, we
together.
sure did.
And she's got stuff, and she sent us home with a bunch of stuff, but we packed it to keep it safe, and like little bracelets and that. And I do mean to wear them on the live feeds, and I keep forgetting where they are.
I know where they are.
I think you know where they are.
Yeah, I know where they are. So keep my penny in my school bag. Figure it's a good place for it.
So, obviously you can't necessarily, and anybody you don't name, we feel bad.
Heartily. I mean, it's just brain fog that I didn't name you, or the fact that we waited 6 weeks. My fault. I've been busy.
Were there any specifically odd or funny instances? For example, one was like meeting Paul Bottrell, because of all the longtime channel.
Right.
He's one you were very unfamiliar with and
Right.
certainly wouldn't have recognized. And he came to you, and you
Right.
were very friendly to him. I wasn't.
Sorry.
I was just a little rude. Joyce, I need you over here now.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's
sir,
right.
whoever you are. And then I found out later, I was like, oh
So
my
you
God,
go
he's
back to
been one of
him.
the nicest and longest supporters of the
I
channel.
chatted up Mav for a while.
Say who?
Mav?
Oh, Mav, yeah.
Yeah.
Mav, I didn't. I got pulled away.
I know you did. So, no, I chatted with him for a while.
And he was one of the people who didn't get a hug, I believe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And
but was there anything really anything that I know it's 6 weeks and it was such a blur when it happened.
I thought it was really fun to get kicked out of that bar.
Yeah.
Because we just were, like I say, you guys were our people. You know who I'm talking about. And it was great to talk. You know, I talked to Sue a lot. We made a connection with the childcare thing, and I think it was all good. And I like you guys more, if that's possible. So
I like that. If it's possible to like you.
Yeah, if it's possible. So, yeah. I say it was great to meet Dino. Dino got a hug.
What about the my buying the train?
Oh, yeah.
The
we
Scott
were in
Rail.
Warley, and Anthony's looking around. You know, he's trying to find his Beetle wagons that he finally got Andy Hot Dog Pilot to find for him. And, you know, he's really close to Mark's layout, yeah.
The inverse.
And, right. And so he's like, ooh, and he saw the Scott Rail train, and he's... Loco, sorry. And so he's like, oh, I shouldn't. Like, oh, Jesus, here it comes, you know. And he's like, no, I won't get it. Like, I'm telling people, like, he's going to go back and get that.
And it was like 45 minutes.
I know how he works.
Within 5 minutes, you're telling Mark and Andrew
McDonald.
Yeah,
he'll get that.
He's going to get it. He's going to buy it.
Yeah.
And I'm coming back, no, I really shouldn't. And they're laughing, and I don't know why they're laughing. Because you're saying, he's going to get it.
He's going to get it.
And 45 minutes later, I made the deal.
Yeah.
He chopped 20
He
pounds
did
off
take
of
a
it.
little off for you. And, you know, we were going to go back with the train, so.
Well, yeah, it just was not the one expected.
Well, you weren't going to find that. They were all telling you weren't going to find
the
that.
Beetle cars, but I was also looking for a TPE Class 68, which is the one I loved, and then I saw the Scott Rails, and TPE went to second place.
Okay. That's all right. So
and I got a good deal on
I
it.
was okay with Anthony taking a souvenir home because why wouldn't he? He went
Speaking of souvenirs.
2 train shows. Why wouldn't he?
Speaking of souvenirs.
Yes?
On top of all the cool stuff Paris gave us, do you remember coming back to our room after Sunday?
Right. Somebody surprised us.
And we still don't know who.
And we don't know who it is. But, you know, we didn't clean that hotel room. So there was, I think my underwear was sticking out or something, you know? So it was...
Somebody got into our hotel room and...
somebody dropped off a gift. So we sure would like to know, you know, you're not on my 133 people, but it would be nice to have an idea of who gifted us.
Yeah, and the thing is, a couple of people have said, if you think about it, you should know.
Dang,
and the problem is, we thought about it and we guessed wrong.
That was the worst part.
Like,
you know, it's a Monty Python reference. Well, these are all Brits. They all know Monty Python.
Stereotype.
Sorry. Why wouldn't you, though? I mean, most Americans know Monty Python.
We both had surprise meetings, which again I thought I was not expecting to meet tall Colin of Woodthorpe Engage. We met him on Sunday, I believe.
I think it was Sunday,
and it was really cool to meet him, and he was excited.
Sure.
A couple of ones I met that I talked about went on Sunday when we came in, and Graham, if you remember, Graham is like, okay, you're here.
Right.
Somebody is here to meet you now.
Right.
Somebody's here to meet you now.
Right.
And they said they're gonna be leaving soon, so hopefully they're still here. Do you remember who that was?
No.
It was Ollie from Mortal Road.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And did you catch his reaction to see us?
Yes, he was gobsmacked, so to speak.
It was like I'm so excited to meet him because he was a big channel. I mean, technically he still is, but he doesn't really do YouTube as much anymore. It's much rarer. And I was an early subscriber of his, which I talk about in my version.
Right.
But that was reaction.
That was a surprise. Yeah.
Did you have again, you've kind of mentioned, did you have anybody who was like, Peter walked up to you like,
yeah,
Joyce. And of course, he did it to me, which was the joke.
right.
But
Robert showed me his layout updates.
oh yeah,
Do you want to see?
yeah. All the
Sure.
people talk about Robert because I won't speak for other people. I won't say Robert is smitten with you, but he sure enjoys the fact that you are so nice. I mean, he was very happy you gave him a hug.
Good. I'm glad because I think he always feels a little uncomfortable. And he's so frail. I try not to smish him.
But he's such a sweetheart.
Oh, he is. Very, very, very nice man.
And of course, we haven't even talked much about somebody who's really been dear to us for a couple of years now. I mean, obviously, all these people are, but some we've gotten to know a little better than others.
We have.
But, our buddy Alan at Dragon Junction.
Yeah.
We've mentioned your affection for Alan Reynolds, but of course, Alan.
Right. Yeah, it was special having Alan to ourselves, which we had the first time we went.
We had to share him.
The pressure wasn't as high on this one to really try to talk to him and all that kind of stuff. A lot.
We definitely had to.
Because they think we'll be back. So, yeah, but it was great to see Alan and his brood. I used to see Babs and his daughter and...
See, that was my joke.
Your grandson?
That was my joke.
Grandson.
Remember I gave his...
Yeah, I know. You gave him 10 pounds or something.
Alan's grandson was looking a little like, I could be playing with my friends.
Right. Or video games or something.
I'm carrying this camera and tripod everywhere all day, Grandpa. And so there was a point where he looked like he was ready to, I'm done for the day.
Yes, that's right. He was.
Alan wasn't. And I just walked up to him and said, hey.
Alan was in his league and it was his time to shine. That kid better get his video.
Alan gets recognized by so many people.
He does.
You had that one
it seems like
witnessed.
Everybody knows Alan.
And Alan's one of those people that can go because even though you are not part of the scene,
no, I wasn't.
We noticed the clicks.
Yeah. Oh, definitely there were. There were definitely
These
groups.
People are of a certain level.
I did not worry about any other group because we found our people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But Alan flows through all.
He does. Yeah, he can bounce through all.
Because Alan just makes people happy.
It's true. Yeah.
And we were in the bar when Alan got the guy that walked up to him, and that was just really down. Life was going badly for him, and his wife finally prompted him to go talk to Alan. Said his channel is one of the few bright spots he had, and Alan took 30, 40 minutes that he could have been talking with all sorts of people and a stranger because that person was more important at that time, and you just see that stuff.
Oh, sure.
So we didn't get to talk to Alan maybe as much as we wanted to, but Alan has
Alan calls every now and then,
Yeah, I mean, and he's one of the people we do communicate off of YouTube with. So, again, if we didn't get a chance, we can talk to... And by the way, I'm willing to... I don't have a job. I'm willing... Anybody that wants to call or do a video chat, I'm free, except my time period with Christopher on Wednesdays.
And Cayenne time.
And the Cayenne time, but yeah...
And John and
Artie John we don't have scheduled. John is
they're not scheduled.
John's work schedule makes it impossible to say we're going to. But we're happy because I'm not really great at texting people or even emailing and trying to keep up. I'm trying to do that better. Like I'm talking to Dino and Andy more.
Good.
But there's a whole lot more I'd like to talk to.
Yep.
So, in retrospect, we were called crazy for doing it. Mm-hmm. Was it crazy? Was it worth it for the money we spent for 2 days in the UK?
I still think we were crazy. I still think it was worth it. It was just something, it was one of those what the heck type things to do. We're not going to do it next year. Don't ask us. And it was just a really fun thing to run off and do. And
now, we are coming back to the UK for a real trip in 2026.
Right. And I don't know. Next time after that, when I'm retired, we'll maybe come.
After 2020. Well, no, 2026.
27 is my goal. So when we come back after that, maybe we will plan our trip in the fall and
try to include GETS.
Try to include GETS and stuff.
GETS could happen again.
It's just
Warley
we don't
like
have to travel in June.
Right. Once you retire,
when I retire,
travel later.
So yeah, we can. Yeah.
There you go. You heard it here first. Joyce saying GETS was not necessarily a one-off.
Not necessarily, but it's gonna wait a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not doing that again.
Not the fast weekend.
Right. I got in early. The computer system isn't working right.
Because neither one of us did our job. I didn't film and you didn't photograph.
No. No, but we were not touristing there. That was not our point. Our point was to meet people. You took a lot of selfies, as you should have. I was not worried at all about taking pictures. It just didn't feel like it was my job.
But when you watch everybody else's GETS videos, I feel like, oh, we don't have our own from our perspective.
No, but the whole point of this trip was to meet people.
Which we did. Because, I didn't know if we would be welcomed as rock stars or if we'd just be, it's them. And it was...
We got kind of in the middle.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, we did have times where we got introduced to several channels that we didn't know. Mm-hmm. Some I've now subscribed to.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dawn Quest, who is a big channel.
Right. Yeah.
And I had never heard of her until a few months ago when she went to Miniature Wonderland. And since I'd been there, this was her first trip, and I'd been there.
Lots.
There were a couple of things. Oh, you missed this, or I wanted to say. But she was very nice. She could have been these little peons, but she was very friendly to us. Charlie Bishop came over during my live stream. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he'd remember coming over.
That's true.
We were at a bar, people.
Yes, we were.
And some people were happy.
Yes.
There were some red noses, not from the weather. So anything, just the overall experience was crazy.
Just overall, it was crazy. Other than coming in, I thought I handled it like a champ, man. Just the adapting to the time zone and then adapting to the time zone back at home. It's like it hardly was a thing, really.
Before we wrap your bit up, there was one mildly negative for you because you said you handled it like a champ. But on Sunday, you had a moment. You went outside. Because you later said, I had to go outside. I felt like I was going to pass out.
Yeah, I was starting
And I'm like, great. So you went somewhere isolated in case you pass out.
Yeah, I just started feeling very lightheaded.
It all got.
I don't know why, because we weren't really around that many people.
It was right after. It was.
No.
It was right before the big meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but I think.
So it was after Ollie, and you were talking to a couple people, and I got very lightheaded, and recognized the signs, so to speak.
And somebody recognized you out there.
Right.
But I want you to tell the story, even if it's kind of negative. Several people.
I really don't want to. There are several people out there who recognize me.
I didn't want you to name names. It was just in general, you were asked your opinion of the UK, and you gave a very positive one, and they went, oh.
Yeah, I get it. You get jaded, but I mean, overall, I think we both
we're too sunshiny happy.
It's at the bottom line, we like people, and that's why we travel well.
Yeah,
is because we like people and we accept them where they're at and what their culture is, and don't try to impose ours on them and that type of thing. And so, I see the beauty in people, and she thought that was weird. Oh, what can I say?
So, just to wrap up, not to put you too much on the spot. So, you had so many meetings. Obviously, they blend. I'm not going to ask you your favorite meeting, but just sort of to rehash, was there sort of one meeting that kind of like, whoa, this, this threw you off, or like you got to know a person better, or somebody you didn't really know, all of a sudden you're like, oh, now I really know them. Did anything like that really stand out immediately? Not to make you feel bad. Because like I said, we already talked about how you really chatted up with Peter Dixon a lot more than I did.
Right, yeah.
Beautiful
I
chat.
thought that was fun. It was awfully nice to meet Andy, Hot Dog Andy.
And
again, because I see Andy on his live feeds and things, so I recognized him immediately. But again, it's just so nice to have all of it. Yeah, just have the whole person there. I think I felt the same way about Dino. Do we see Dino?
Yeah,
I've
videos.
seen Dino.
Dino.
Yeah, I
Dino
had to think about that for a minute. I have seen him. So recognize Dino right away. And again, he was another one who was really good to have.
Because these are people that have really been very vocal supporters of the channel the last couple of years.
For sure.
Last 2-3 years.
And
okay. And just got to send her back. We are so appreciative of
Graham. Yeah, Graham was great.
We went out to dinner with him twice. Yeah, we're just old people. But Graham Graham's old enough to be our son, or young enough to be our son, however you want to put it.
Probably old enough to be our son at this point. So, and I hope we didn't come across too strange to you, Graham. So.
We are really very appreciative of it.
I hope you guys all see we are what we are. We are what you see on TV, and the computer, and GETS, we're the same people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we didn't spend enough time with you, we obviously wish we could have.
We wish we could have. But I say we'll be back, and so
York. June 2026.
Right.
And we'll do it on a weekend.
Sure.
We'll do it on a weekend.
Right.
A Saturday or a Sunday where people can.
Where people can make it, yeah. Come a little further, maybe.
But, York is even further north than Milton Keynes.
I know. Can we gild a few people? Look, we went all the way over the
Come on! Those of you that wanted to meet us but couldn't come up, we came all the way over to the United States. We came all the way over from the United States. You can get on a damn train for a couple hours.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead.
Okay.
I think you're ready to wrap it up.
So I guess I'm ready to wrap it up. So if you hung on this long and listened to us and me babble about something that happened 6 weeks ago, which I needed to put out a video 2 weeks later, so 6 weeks later. I really appreciate you watching, so thank you very much. I will try to respond quicker to comments. And anyway, thanks and bye.
That's it. Thanks and bye. I was going to say, just one more time, tell everybody how lovely it was to meet them.
It was lovely to meet
sincerely.
Blast to meet everybody there, and so we're not going to do it again in a hurry, but you heard me. It could be a thing post-retirement years. It could be a thing. So
because right now you're talking in Australia again in 2027.
That's right.
And then of course I'll want to go back to Germany, so it'd be like
in
2029.
October. So it already said to come is October.
Yeah,
so.
Australia in October, and that's the year you do retire.
So we won't travel in the summer, and we'll take off in the.
We'll see. We kind of plan ahead, but life happens.
Indeed.
Life happens.
Indeed. So anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.